Woohoo, that is a great question. And so the requirement will be, first I'm gonna say, be a lover of nature. To be a lover of nature, you're really, you really inherently know that you're connected to the sun, you're connected to the earth, you're connected to the cosmos. You know, this whole thing is called a solar system. Keyword on system, meaning there's modes of operations within it, right? And so, you know, there's people who have been diagnosed with SAD, seasonal affectionate disorder, where when we lose sunlight like we are right now, going into the fall, people migrate towards the south, you know, and some people got, you know, go as far as they get them a winter house in Florida, bare minimum, right? And then in the summer months, they come back up north because the loss of sunlight affects our happiness. It affects our biology in a sense, right? So this is a real classification called SAD. So that tells us that we are connected with nature. So be a lover of it, and to be a lover of it, you also have to be an enthusiast. Funny because those are two key words for Leo, you know what I mean? Lover and enthusiast. You know, you got to be an enthusiast about it, and to be an enthusiast about it is to be able to observe it, and not just the external nature that we see, the internal nature far as our psychology and our actions. And see, this is why I'm in China, is because, you know, yin yang could be seen in everything. The yin and the yang could be seen in every single thing, right? You know, if you look at the moon, we say that's yin, that's feminine and whatnot. Interesting, because in China, the word for moon is the same letter and word that they use for yin. And the sun is taiyang. And yang is the same letter for yang, masculine, and whatnot. So, but our behaviors could be expressed. Hear me closely when I say this. There are only 4 expressions that you can have, right? 4 expressions. Either it's going to be positive or negative, yang or yin. So you got positive yang, negative yang, positive yin, negative yin. What do that look like? Well, positive yang is, hey, I'm gonna work out and put the body under a temporary state of good stress for the strength and betterment of my health, right? So working out could be positive yang, right? Negative yang is a very destructive energy. I don't like it. It's a typical, what I call the negative side of Mars. It's a negative energy that deals with fights and arguments, things of that nature, violence, okay? A lot of anger is involved inside of negative yang, all right? Now, negative yin is, I was looking for that snake. Because he came over here and I'm like, where did this dude go? All right, so negative yin is when we're not, we emotionally off-centered. We're not connected to our inner feelings. We shut down. We may cry. We're in emotional distress, right? There is a lack of proper sensitivity. We may be insensitive or we may be oversensitive because we're in some state of emotional distress, right? Positive yin is the total opposite. It's embracing, it's loving, it's softness, it's caring, it's nurturing, right? And so these are the 4 ways that we exude energy, period. There's no other way that you can exude energy. And so when you are a lover of nature and you understand, well, it makes sense, we only got 4 seasons and whatnot, things should be simple. It should really be simple. The system in of itself, nature, is a very simple, beautiful, intricate process, right? So things should be simple. And so be a lover of it, be an observer of it, and then here's a key part, be a participant in it. So for example, you know, I had a negative yang experience, right? About 2 days ago. And I felt it could have came off a little negative yang. And the next day I came behind it with a positive yin, because I made a vow to myself that anytime that I get in a state of negative yang, then I'm always going to follow up with the alchemy. That's the key, with the alchemy, with positive yin. Okay, so I basically had to tell my son, you know, he shot me an idea about something that somebody told him to ask me, and I was like, nope, no, and no. And I don't know if that was cold, so I felt like I needed to elaborate a day later. And so I opened it up with, hey, let me just bring some clarity and elaborate on the situation at hand. I would love to help, but I can't with that particular property. Then I just start going into some details and some things, right? And so, which he replied back, hey, no, I totally understand, right? But he didn't respond to the first one, right? But he responded to the second one. And so that's alchemy, right? And so that's just my vow. And in my opinion, I think we all should practice that. And if we ever go on the extreme end, on one of the negative side, come back and balance it out with the other, right? So when you are a lover of it, an enthusiast about it, you'll be able to observe yourself. Again, they teach us that polarity is inside of everything. Everything has gender. And it's not simply talking about, oh, everything is a male with a penis and everything is a female. It's not talking about that. It's talking about, like, for example, these leaves, right? These leaves, we can say, are in a yang state, but they're about to decrease in light, in their color, rather. And so it's green, so it's about to go down the color spectrum. We're going to go, these leaves are going to turn orange, right? Or yellow, orange, and red. So it's going to go down in the color spectrum, simply because the sunlight is decreasing at this time, because we're headed into the autumn season, to the fall season. You see what I'm saying? And so now these energies is going to, the leaves are going to fall down. You understand what I'm saying? So you got one state, and then it's going to transform and go into another state. So when they say this energy is within everything, you just have to be observant and watch. But most importantly, watch it within your own thinking and your own actions. So when I say be a lover of it to the point when you incorporate it. So there's something that we do in the Patreon, and then my private members who were with me before the Patreon, called Embracing Chi, which is really embracing solar chi, embracing the light of the sun. It's very important. Now, especially if you a Leo, right? Like, because the sun rules Leo, right? And the sun gives us life force. I just talked about how some people get seasonal affectionate disorder, right? And so I don't care if it's just 2 minutes a day, 1 minute a day, whatever you do, well, you'll start to fall in love with it. But, you know, get out here, and there's a technique we do where we, you know, a chi ball, and we're dealing with the light of the sun, and we hold in that energy. We're cultivating it. See, when you are a lover of nature, there's no way that you can't respect that great light that's giving us life force. There's no way that I can't give praises to it. So I got a personal saying. My personal saying is, my father is in the sun and my mother is with me. So that's my saying. My father is in the sun, talking about the intelligence that's in it, not the sun itself. The intelligence that's giving it its function to radiate that light on me, that gives me life, that gives us life. My father is in the sun and my mother is with me, because I'm with my mother, Earth. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's my saying, to keep me balanced within the yin yang energy, okay? And so you have to, absolutely mandatory, this is an everyday thing, you have to embrace this energy. Again, I don't care if it's just for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 minute. Get out there and embrace that energy. Or if it's in your window, stand in front of the window and let that light hit you. I had one of the most beautiful experiences the first time doing this many years ago. It was in 2006, because when my youngest son was born, 2006, and I was standing in front of the window at sunset, and this energy hit me, and then all of a sudden, all my meridians was open, and I swear to you, it was like an electric field went around me, and it was just, I can just feel this radiation. I've only had this experience twice, as far as radiating this energy in a sense, and it was beautiful. So when I say be a lover of it, we're also practitioners of it. And see, that's another thing, right? The Egyptian culture was some bad boys. We now know they built temples to the cosmos, right? The 3 pyramids is Orion's 3 stars in Orion's belt. The pyramids are actually really symbolic for things in your brain called pyramidal cells. There are cells in your brain that look like pyramids, okay? There are other nerve cells in your body called astrocytes because they look like stars. So the stars and the pyramids are really in you. And so when you understand what's inside of you, that is just a mirror of what's outside of us, then we can build edifices, build structures that will get you to tap into your memory bank by giving you a mirror of the thing that you are. That's how dope they was. It was cold. So when you go to South America and look at those pyramids, you see the pyramid of the what? Sun. The pyramid of the what? Moon. Well, I also know that there are other structures right here in North America, and this is how I really got started on this journey. Started taking people in 2011 to these sacred sites. There's certain sites here in America, there's a lot of them, that really corresponds to other celestial constellations and whatnot. And what I'm gearing up to do is to invite certain people. Hey, let's go do this work. You know what I mean? At this particular time, at this gateway, but you already got to be doing the work in a sense, right? And so that's what I would say. One of the important things is, another thing would be inner peace.